What podcast reviewer 37 describes as an indiscriminate hellish ride that I would not wish on my worst enemy. The industry's elite have said time and again, man, fuck those guys. Get ready. If your ears had butts, they'd about to be fucked. Welcome to the Butt Fuck Nowhere Show. Oh yeah, welcome back to another wonderful episode of the Butt Fuck Nowhere Show. My name's Josh. I'm here today with good buddy fucking Adam.
Where your butt is fucked nowhere.
Nowhere. It's nowhere to be fucked in the butt. Today we're going to talk about, I don't know, some movie Adam watched, and then we're going to talk about No Nut November.
And then being chromosexuals from Chromacopia.
Yeah, from Chromacopia. Yeah, we are now officially chromosexuals. Like Anyways, if you want to follow us and help us out, all right, we are calling the BFNites, the butt fuckeries, to go to YouTube and subscribe to our channel. We need 18 fucking subscribers.
Do us a solid, baby.
Yeah, baby, help us out. And like, comment on all the videos there if you want. Additionally, you can go to YouTube or what is it called? Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine, Twitter /X Game Rage Mag. You can follow Adam at All Gas No Trash Official and go check out the All Gas No Trash podcast, where we recently just uploaded 2 new episodes where we talked about The Cure's new shitty album, and we also talked about Tyler the Creator's new album Chromacopia, where we are now, like we said, chromosexuals because of that. But anyways. All right, let's get into it, Adam. You want to talk about zone of interest or whatever?
Yeah, I mean, this is just wherever it ends up going, whatever the fuck, and then you can talk about your scabs and all your getting poked and prodded.
That sucked. But anyways,
I can't believe that thing hasn't fully healed yet.
Well, it was like fucking like 7/8 of an inch deep. All right, like it's fucking. It was hard.
How long are you supposed to be? Do you have to change the pad, or is it crusty enough
I just stopped fucking doing it after 30 days because they told me 90 days I can't go into standing water. I can't be in pools. I can't be in any baths. Can't go in any lakes. All right, I got to stay away from that for 90 days. And this was it was like the end of September, like the third week of September. It was like September 18th or 19th or something like that. So now it's been October 19th. Now it's November. So I'm going on close. It's going to be 2 months here in a few weeks. And then I still got to wait until December before I can go swimming again. So I would say right now, I probably could get away with going swimming. Like, I think this thing is healed up enough to where it's just crust, I feel like, at this point, which surprisingly, I didn't think it was going to heal this quick, but I'll take a video. I'll tell you what, when Katie peels it off, because she wants to peel it off, I'll let her peel it off next week, and I'll take a video and put it on Instagram so everybody can watch how it fucking comes out. It's got a nice
green color to it. I don't know what that's about.
Well, it's because it's my ginger healing powers coming into play, right? Like, so
fascinating. Well,
yeah, indeed.
We will continue on this developing story. The back one I'm curious about because that one had like a grapefruit color to it.
I can't see that one, so I have no fucking idea.
Damn. You'll never know unless you get a mirror and you just looking over your shoulder.
Yeah, well, because Katie lies to me and told me that one was the least bad, and you told me that was the worst one. So.
That was the worst one. That one was like gaping. I was like, what the fuck? Never seen this shit before.
Damn. Well.
All right, so I guess I'll get to the movie I saw last night, which... that's not the type of movie you would want to see on a Saturday night. Because it's about the fucking Holocaust and shit.
Oh, sweet. All right.
Yeah. So they have this guy named Commandant Haas, right?
Okay.
So this is not... we thought about doing this on fucking Game Rage movies and TV, but I don't really want to talk about so much, my critique of the movies or anything like that.
Yeah.
I just want to talk about the movie, but... so this thing is kind of centered around this Commandant Haas who his quarters are outside the concentration camp, right?
All right.
And so the gimmick of the movie is that you get to hear all these horrors, these people being killed and murdered and put in gas chambers, but you don't actually see it. It's hints of it. It's like when they're swimming in a pool, you see the trains, the smokestack coming out of the train as like people are being imported into the and then there's like the crematorium being set on fire. So like this guy is standing on guard, and he like the way the camera is pointed up, you see the smokestack of the crematorium. You see the smoke coming out and emitting out. Okay. So it's like it's implied that, you know, they were burning people, and then you hear people screaming and shit. But the real interesting bit of the movie is they have this guy go out to like an SS meeting telling him that he's been pushed up in his rank and that they need him in some other part of, I don't remember where exactly, but he doesn't want to leave because he has his family and kids and they're living in fucking Auschwitz, and he's trying to get back, and he gets invited to this like SS party, and it's like the craziest shit. So he's at this party and he's kind of just walking about the fucking place, and there's like this chamber hall where everybody's standing, and he ends up like partying away from the party and just kind of like examining the building, and eventually he gets like the second floor and he's looking down, and the first thing he does is go to like his private quarters, his office in this building, and he tells his wife, he's like, oh, I just thought of the wildest thing. I know how I'm going to kill people in mass. We're going to use gas chambers, because before they were using the crematorium, they were burning people, and it was somewhat inefficient. They couldn't kill enough people, and he's like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill people in mass with gas chambers." So then the movie ends with this dude walking down a stairwell, and he starts like retching.
Yeah.
So he starts retching, and it's like
implying that he's not down for this, like,
or that. You know, obviously he's doing his job pretty fucking well if he's gonna kill so many, like, it was like Hungarian Jews, right? 700,000. That this is the start of, you know, what we would know about in World War II, or, you know, history books and shit. But he starts retching, and I was like, holy fuck, man. I wonder what that feels like, knowing that you're gonna create like one of the greatest atrocities known to man, and this is your job, and you were mostly negligent up until this point of this movie where you kind of tuned out people dying and shit, and you were living like this normal life just outside, but you hear all these horrible things happening, and I was like, man, what a fucking movie, dude. It kind of curtails or dances around the things that happened within the Holocaust, but without actually showing it or anything like that. Like this is a very creative way to tell the story of like the Holocaust without actually showing it, but also giving all the horrors of it bits and pieces. And there was this really cool scene where this Polish girl was like planting food within like the fields where the Jews were working and being like tortured and shit. That she would leave, like she would go in the middle of the night, and it was done in like this X-ray like aesthetic or whatever, where you could tell what was happening. It was like night vision, right?
Okay.
And she was planting the foods, and you could see like where the food was, because it like contrasted the ground, and the ground was just like this really washed out gray color, but the food and her, it was like this blaring white. And I'm like, man, that's such a cool fucking thing to do in the fucking movie. But I don't know. And then for whatever reason, out of all this fucking plot or all this fucking movie, I thought about like a plot for like a possible fucking story.
Oh yeah, all right, let's hear it. I'm always down for possible stories.
And this might actually just be fucking gangs in New York. I'm like, I'm not sure.
Yeah, all right.
But I was thinking, I'm like, man, wouldn't it be cool if there was a story of somebody that experiences like a Holocaust situation, right? Where their people are murdered in mass, and then somehow it might be like a World War II scenario that these people get broken out, right? So the person in charge of the fucking camp, is like scrambling to figure out what's going on. And then these people that were once prisoners are retaliating. So the guy that probably got it the worst, like who had his whole family die, ends up kidnapping the guy that was in charge of the camp itself. He kidnaps his kid, and he thinks about killing him, but he actually raises him, and then he brainwashes this kid into thinking he is of a survivor of like a Holocaust situation, and he ends up sending that kid to kill his actual fucking father, and then the dad actually recognizes his own son, and he's trying to explain to his missing son that he's like, I'm actually your father, and they're like, we've been looking for you for X amount of years and all this shit. And then that's where like the conflict comes for this kid, or now adult, that, you know, he was raised as supposedly a survivor of like a Holocaust situation, but his father was actually a Nazi, or a Nazi-like figure. And that this is like the ultimate revenge for this guy that was the victim or whatever, that lost his family. And it was just like brewing retribution through this fucking kid. I don't know. What do you think of?
That's interesting. All right, you sparked a fucking like a thing in my brain right now. All right, so what about this? All right,
what about this?
What about this? Gangs. You said Gangs in New York, right? I fucking love that movie. But what if they do this? Concentration camp, okay? But instead of them saying, "Oh, we're just gonna kill these dudes or these people," what if they go, okay, listen, we want to make, because it is true that the Nazis tried to make like this super soldier like serum, right? They were trying to make this shit in World War II. So what if they're like, all right, we have some options, but we need to test them on people, and we don't want to test them on our own people, so like, let's test them on the Jews here. So they put them in this ghetto, right? And they make it so that they delineate them by location that they came from. So you got like some Hungarian Jews, you got some Romanian Jews, you got some German Jews, maybe you got some fucking Czechoslovakian Jews. I don't know. You get like 4 or 5 different ethnic groups, right?
It doesn't even have to be that specifically. It doesn't have to be. We can make a generic version of that.
Yeah, sure.
In an original story.
Right, yeah. But like, you have these groups, right? And then each one of them gets a different like serum that they're testing. So then like and they let them run free. It's like the Snake Plissken movies, Escape from New York, right? Where it's just like it's New York's just fucking like it's the city that they're in is just like anarchy. Like they just run around and do whatever. They let them roam free. They're kind of like gangs or whatever, and they just let them like do this. But it's also like M. Night Shyamalan's The Village, where none of them know. Neither does the audience know that this is what's going on. Like, this is the behind the scenes of this. So they all fight to basically have this like, that's like the climax of the movie. Is they have this fight between all 4 gangs where they meet just like at the beginning of Gangs of New York, and they fucking just murder each other, right? Some of them, like one of the groups, they're just giving straight meth, all right? So like they're fucking crazy. Then there's another one where they gave them like this one that's supposed to make them stronger. Then there's another one where like, oh, they gave them one that's supposed to make them like faster or whatever. So then you got all these different gangs. They fight each other, and then at the end, like the end of the movie is where they like you pull back the camera like after they're winning, and you see like it's on a television screen, and you pull back and you just see all these like Nazi scientists with the armbands and shit, and they're just like writing notes and like yes, 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 and then that's like the end of the movie. So it's kind of like one of those M. Night Shyamalan things where it's like, oh shit, this was all inside of its own like controlled environment, and shit. Maybe you even make it post-World War II. Maybe you even go further and say, like, oh, the Nazis won World War II. Kind of like that show on Amazon.
The Man in the High Tower?
Yeah, you make it like that where, oh, they won, and now this is them trying to perfect, like, their serum or whatever, and so they can do whatever they want, and no one challenges them. So that's how they can have all this fucking shit happening, and then maybe you develop a story there where, like, the next sequel is, like, that group, whoever won, maybe they get like put into action to go do some things, and then they realize, hey, wait a minute, like the Holocaust happened. Like maybe they find out some shit where they find out that this happened and they were killing Jews, and they're like, hey, wait a minute, well, we're Jews, and like how the fuck did they kill us? And then they somehow find out, oh, this is what they were being used for, and then they turn against the Nazis and fucking kill them or some shit in the end. I don't know, but that's like when you were talking about that like sparked in my brain, and I went down this whole rabbit hole in the in the 2 minutes you were talking about this. But that story also that you're talking about is pretty fun. That's pretty good too. I like that. It's kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a suspense, like to your, I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. I might be retarded, but anyways, I also like that too. I think I got too wrapped up in my own fucking thoughts to form a legitimate, deeper opinion than that. But I enjoyed it. I think that could be cool. What would that be? Would that be a show, a movie, or like a book? What would that be best as?
I think it'd be for sure a book. but
then turn into a Netflix series.
I just can't fucking write, dude.
Well, I mean, listen, the
Writing's fucking hard.
It is
I'm more of an ideas guy.
Yeah, you're the ideas guy.
I like ideas. Like I like talking about things and not following through.
Which is why we're in the situation that we're in.
That's not true.
No, I know.
That's not true. But
we all do that.
It's hard. It's hard. But when it comes to writing, dude, I can't help but feel that I'm writing the same
shit
person.
Yeah.
When I'm convinced, if like we're writing female characters, I have a hard time convincing myself that I'm not just writing me.
Yeah.
In 4 different ways.
That's because you're not crazy. Like, that's how you know you're not crazy. Because, like, I feel like I could do that pretty hard. I mean, some of the shit we've done, I feel like I kind of, like, can do that. I feel like I can write the dialogue as, like, someone different. And I think that's why I'm crazy. Like, well, not why I'm crazy, but that explains how I'm crazy. Because, like, I can do that. I can pretend to be some other fucking motherfucker in my mind and be like, oh, what would this person say? That I've developed this entire backstory for that the reader or the audience has no fucking idea about, but I do. But the only reason I need to know that is so that I can make this person sound real or whatever, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe if we interview Ed again, we should fucking ask him about that. About, like, writing different characters. Especially for him because, like, he writes those stories that are like 1970s, like black guys.
That's the shit that's wild to me, is that he's capable. It's part of it is looking and doing the research about the way people talk and the way things were 50 years ago. And like the macabre writer thing. What the fuck does he know about, a cowboy, a Jew cowboy?
He doesn't know anything about being cowboy or a Jew, all right? But yet he does it, and it fucking does great.
Yeah.
Dude, there's a story right now I'm working on an audiobook version for him, and it's essentially Peter Pan as a superhero. Like, it's in the modern setting of, like, Hollywood or whatever, and this Peter Pan superhero basically finds out about this pedo ring or whatever, but it's like, what does he fucking know about any of those things? Like, nothing. Like, and yet here's this book that he wrote that's fucking pretty good, and it's like, goddamn, like, it's insane. It's crazy. So, I don't know. I guess that's that's why some people can write and some people can't, I guess. But anyway.
I just like, I like plot points more than anything. I like thinking about things that would shock people or would surprise people or provoke some type of feeling, and I wish I could execute more when it comes to finer details or on things like that. That's the part that hurts me.
Yeah, that's the part that gets. I'm trying to find the fucking. God damn it! I'm trying to find the name of the book because he sent. I want to fucking. I can't remember off the top of my head right now, but I need to fucking. Ear-the-lack. What the fuck's this goddamn email? There it is. It's called Perennial. That's the name of the book. Perennial. So if you want to check it out, it's on, Amazon or whatever.
He already posted it? He already
Oh yeah, the book's been out for like, I think he wrote this book like, why does it say something went wrong? I think he wrote this book like fucking 4 or 5, maybe even longer than that, years ago. Like, it's been out for a while. Let me see.
Wait. So you're just only...
I'm just doing the audiobook version of it. Like, I'm narrating the audiobook. Because, like, he wanted to do this one as an audiobook because he got the rights back to it. Because it was by another publisher that published it or whatever. And the publisher went out of business. So, I guess when that happens... if they don't get bought out by anybody, they send you back like all of your rights so you can do whatever you want with it. And so they never made an audiobook version of it. And he said this was one that I guess he really wanted to do. So he asked me to fuck around with it and see if like we could come up with something because, he doesn't want to really like necessarily pay somebody up front to do it. So it's like, I'm cool with doing like a fucking profit sharing or whatever. But yeah, so Perennial. When did he fucking write? Man, got 4.9 stars out of 5, all right, on Amazon. I mean, granted, there's only 9 people that reviewed it, but hey, fuck, that's something.
More than most people.
Yeah, you can buy it on paperback. It is pretty affordable. He came out with this, 2021, so it was when it was published. So,
interesting.
3 or 4 years ago. So, yeah, check it out.
On the subject of, there's no smooth transition into this, but it's No Nut November, and 4 days deep into the month of November itself, I'm giving it another fucking go because I think I folded on somewhere around 2 weeks or whatever, but I think I'm gonna make it this time.
You think you're gonna make it?
Yeah, because I've been preoccupied with so much stuff that the thought of boobies or asses or any female body part does not really cross my mind, except when I was watching part of Wolf on Wall Street or whatever the fuck that movie's called with Leo DiCaprio, and then they're on the boat and having coke, like a coke party and fucking bitches and shit. I was like, oh no, I better change it. I need to fucking do like a password lock, fucking child. A child.
You need to put the ratings as only PG-13.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, I better put on Bluey or something.
That'll kill your boner real quick right there, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, last
Are you
time,
doing it?
Yeah, I haven't nut in 3 days, so obviously I guess fuck it. I wasn't planning on doing it, but I will say this: if you're doing it, I'm doing it, so I can defeat you again. All right, because I fucking won last time. So this time I'm doing it. I also think, as a side note, because I know this, I'm just gonna be angry. All right, like I'm just gonna be fucking angry. So push-ups need to come back into the equation because we've been slacking off. I told you the other day that I felt like our numbers issue has been because we have not been paying the toll to the god Scott Steiner, and fucking Big Papa Pump has been dissatisfied with us because we stopped doing push-ups. And I think that he's like, you know what? You guys are getting fucked now. And the only way we can get back in his good graces is if we fucking do push-ups again. So I feel like this will also help with No Nut November as well, because I need... I don't know.
Some outlet.
I can't like just not do it. I need some other thing to throw it into. I mean, like the urge to fuck something or to ejaculate is too strong with me. Like it can be all consuming. Like it literally can be. And you know, that's just the nature of being a fucking dude, I guess, with a normal level of testosterone in your body. I don't know.
It doesn't help that TikTok just throws that in your face, or
every time, man.
Every social media app.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter
what you look at normally. It will throw it to you, because when you fill out the thing and say your birthday, it knows you're a fucking 18 to 45-year-old male, and it's gonna be like, here you go, here's some titties, because we know that's what you assholes want to see.
And I actually don't. I mean, Instagram to me is a fucking tool, as I've said numerous times. That the only thing I really use it for is to keep track of bands, but all it takes is one fucking thing. It takes one post of some woman or a reel of some girl dancing,
and the next 40.
It wasn't even by my decision.
Yeah,
it just comes up on your feed, and then eventually just populates on your For You page.
And if you watch it for more than like a
5
second and a half, it's automatically.
Yeah.
Because you're like, oh, because like there was this one that, oh man, it was this fucking band. It's these chicks, and I don't know who the fuck they are. I need to fucking get their name, because their shit's terrible. It's just basic nonsense, but they wear these like plaid schoolgirl outfits, and they basically just wear thongs underneath, and that's all they do is just fucking do like erotic dancing while they're like fucking playing their metal or whatever the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, cool, because it starts out normal, and then it waits until that like 3 or 4 second mark, and then they start doing the thought shit, and then you're like, oh, great. And then after that, oh, now you get Insta thoughts all day long on your shit, and you're like, God, motherfucker.
Yeah.
They're gonna get you no matter what. So.
Yeah. And internally, I'm thinking, I'm better than this.
Yeah.
I'm fucking better than this.
Yeah.
In the idea that I'm not gonna let my fucking horny
dictate
literally dictate fucking me, dude.
Yeah.
It's not gonna I'm not gonna give in to my Neanderthal urges, dude. I really don't want this. It's the worst part of the human programming, at least for dudes.
It is.
That we're preoccupied with the shit. Literally anything provokes a fucking boner, dude.
And well, that and the horniness can like provoke decision making in things that aren't related to horniness. Like, again, listen, Joe Rogan fucking has a great joke about it. Jerk off first, then think about it, right? It's fucking true. You should jerk off before making any major decision, or at least ejaculate, because goddamn, there may be something in there that's like thinking, oh, I might get pussy out of this somehow, and it's like, oh, if you want to go buy a Challenger at 85% interest for fucking your payments of $800 for the rest of your life, yeah, man, you might be thinking in your head subtly, oh man, I might go get some pussy, and you might think this might be a good idea because I'll get unlimited pussy for this. And then if you go jerk off first and realize, wait a minute, that's a terrible interest rate, that's a terrible fucking payment. I'll never pay this car off, and when I do pay it off, I'll have paid like $800,000 for this fucking car that's worth about 40. Like, I should not do this. And then you won't make that bad decision. So, I mean, shit. Horniness is the programming that, again, it's what makes people, right? It's why there's so many fucking people and why there's going to continue to be more people than not, is because we have this genetic fucking, I don't know, programming or whatever.
Encoding.
To breed. That is our genetic imperative, is to fucking make more people, right?
And I want to live beyond that, dude. Like, I want to be above my basic programming that the only reason we're here is to fucking procreate. I don't want to do that shit.
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking do it. Yeah. And it all starts with doing No Nut November, hopefully for the entire length of it, because my back is not itchy.
Not yet.
My back is not itchy, but when it starts getting itchy, that's when I know that shit's going to get wild.
Let's see next week.
Yeah.
Let's see next week how itchy your back, your itch level. I feel it day one. Like, I feel it immediately. Like, I don't get the itchiness, but I get this, like, it's this internal itch that you just can't, like, I don't know what it is, man. I don't know how to explain it. I just, I do the Trump thing, like, you just fucking,
I feel like I got something crawling on my back. That's what it feels like.
I feel like, you feel like something hooks. I feel like there's something inside of me that wants to fucking blow out, which is my jizz. That's what it is, all right? But it's like, it's a whole body feeling and not just from your nutsack. And it's fucking horrific. But you know what? The 30 days of the year that we don't jerk off or ejaculate makes up for the rest of the 11 months of the year that we do it every fucking other day, all right? That's the exercise, just to show that, it's just to prove that we're not addicted, all right? I can stop at any time, all right? This is typical behavior, right? I can stop at any time.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of No Nut November.
That's like, it's also wasted time to go on, websites where you can see all kinds of crazy shit.
Dude, do you know the amount of time, like, I probably spend if I'm just going on the internet jerking off and like because I'm crazy, so I end up going down rabbit holes of looking at shit, and then you end up sitting there and you're like, oh shit, it's been 90 minutes or it's been 2 hours.
Yeah.
And you're like, fuck, man, I could have been writing something or I could have been doing something with that time.
Yeah, if you just had taken care of that thing immediately, blowing your load.
Yeah, but I don't. I sit there and bullshit around and go down the rabbit hole. Whereas if I don't even if I'm not even going to engage in the act of doing that, then I don't got to worry about it.
Yeah.
Same thing with like, listen, like, I mean, I'm married, obviously, so like when I have sex with my wife, it ain't a fucking 30-second ordeal, all right? I fucking stretch that shit out. We have a great time, okay? But again, I'll waste maybe 45 minutes or an hour, like doing that. Whereas like, okay, if I just say no, I could have spent 45 minutes or an hour fucking doing something else, like writing or I don't know. That's how I wrote that whole fucking series. Was last year, that fucking. Or the year before that, the fucking the alternate history series. That's how I wrote the whole thing, was because of No Nut November. So now I'm on into something else now. Maybe that fucking Auschwitz story with the fucking gangs of Auschwitz or whatever. Maybe that's gonna be the story that comes out of this.
Yeah, maybe.
But anyways, yeah, fuck. I don't know. We'll see. Listen, I know I can do it because I did it. So, I don't know about you.
I'm not even thinking about it. I'm just gonna do it.
All right, cool. Well, I'm going to taunt you the whole time and hopefully fuck you up, and then because this is now a competition. So, anyways. All right, we got anything else? All right, fuck off. That'll end of it. Go to Game Rage Magazine on YouTube. Go to fucking the Instagram and TikTok Game Rage Magazine.
Instagram.
Instagram. Goddamn, see, it's already in my brain. Also, Game Rage Mag, Twitter/X if that's your speed.
Boobs.
Titties. Snatch. Buttholes. Brazilian fart porn. Also, follow Adam at All Gas No Trash Official, where you can see lots of tits and other things of music. And that'll be the end of it. All right, fucking catch you guys on the next one. And I don't know if we're still alive.
Protect your package.
Protect your nuts. All right.
This has been the Butt Fuck Nowhere Show. Thanks for listening. Don't forget, subscribe and like on Instagram and TikTok at Game Rage Magazine. Also on Twitter/X at Game Rage Mag. Also visit our website, www.GameRageMagazine.com, for a host of other podcasts and more. Thanks for listening.